Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello, friends.
Welcome to the official first episode of the 2025 season, even though we released an episode and a half in 2025. The first episode of the season, as it were.
Yes.
We are here. It is February. January was eternal, and it rushed by quickly at the same time.
It's never has a month felt more like that fucking meme of Liz Lemon and Jack Donaghy right there.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. Here we are. The world is a shit show, but our silliness perseveres.
Yeah, exactly.
What have we been up to? Mostly I've been at work.
Mm-hmm. And mostly I've been applying for work, so...
Yes. You had a seasonal gig, and you've got some one-off sort of temp things coming up, but you're still on the grind looking for the big next permanent-ish job.
Yeah. Well, it's been... quiet beginning of the year. Half the state burned down, but
Yes. Fortunately, we were safe, and I think everyone we know is alive.
Yeah.
Not everyone we know had their homes saved, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You've probably heard by now that Jeff and Emily lost their building.
Yeah, and a few friends of mine also lost their homes and stuff, and it's been wild.
It's been a rough time. Yeah. We were fortunately, far away enough from, the fires didn't get that close to Orange County. And you did some volunteering in the aftermath.
I did, because I felt the need to do at least something and donated some stuff, helped sort through donations, got to hang out with a tiny puppet duck.
Yes, you did a day at Bob Baker with one of their support drives. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Why, hello, friends.
Welcome back to Untitled Criterion Channel subseries.
Indeed so.
Here's the things we watched in January that were on Criterion in January and no longer are.
Yes.
2 1936 comedies with Ida Lupino.
Yes.
And also a German film.
Yeah. We also watched Say Anything as well that month.
We did watch Say Anything, but that is, I think, still there? Or did it leave?
Oh, no, it's still there.
It is still there. So we're focusing today on the ones that left. The ones that got away.
But Say Anything, it's a classic for a reason.
Well, yeah, Say Anything might be Cameron Crowe's high watermark.
What, We Bought a Zoo was not really the...
Yeah.
I
mean, look, I will accept Almost Famous as his high watermark, but it's certainly one of the top 2 Seattle-based stories to star John Mahoney and Bebe Neuwirth.
I think they were also in singles, but I can't say that.
Fine, top 3.
Let's say top 2 asterisks until we actually...
Top 2.5.
Yeah.
Let's start with the 1936 Anything Goes.
Yes, Bing was not good.
Bing was fine. Ethel Merman was underused.
Yes.
Look, I don't know Anything Goes super well. I mostly know it as a cultural reference.
Yeah.
I don't know that this is the best remembered film version of Anything Goes, because exactly 20 years later, there was another film version that also starred Bing Crosby.
Yeah. Was he the Reverend Moon in that one, or was he, or the criminal or something like that?
He was, his character name in the remake was Bill Benson, but he seems to basically be the same role. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hi.
Welcome to the Theater Report.
Hello indeed, yes.
We've been seeing a whole bunch of plays over the past couple of months.
Yes, indeed we have.
We've honestly been out to the theater.
At least once a month.
At least. Let's go in chronological order. The first of the recent theatrical outings we went to was at the Pasadena Playhouse, La Cage aux Folles.
Yes, indeed.
A story I'm more familiar with from the Birdcage.
Yeah, I'll be honest, same here. Though it's a film that has frequently been on Criterion Channel, but we've just never had it together to watch it before. Because here's the thing about us.
I mean, we've seen the Birdcage.
We've seen the Birdcage, but La Cage, the French version.
Yeah,
of it,
I have not seen the original.
Yeah, I do not know about you, but I need to sometimes be in a mood to watch a film in a different language.
Sure.
And French is basically like 6 different languages in a trench coat, so it's like I really need to have the energy for that.
Well, I know I'm going to be needing to give it a level of attention that I don't always have to give to a movie at the end of the day.
I can't do the thing where I have one eye on the phone and one eye on the screen. I need to have either both eyes on the screen or no eyes on the screen. So I mean, I just had this experience today watching an old David Lynch short film, which is like The French as Told By is the series called, but I just love it's like The French as Told by David Lynch. Sure. And that was a movie that was in English but had French parts, and I still needed to have both eyes on the TV just because even though it was mostly in English, it was the Frenchiest English I had seen in a minute. It's also David Lynch, too. You kind of
I was going to say, I feel like with Lynch, you mostly want to be watching the screen because it's, usually very visual.
Yeah, this one not as visually punchy, but like it was still kind of like a fun time. It's on YouTube. I was watching it on Mubi because we have it right now.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
And welcome to the laundry hour.
Yes, we are doing laundry in the other room, but hopefully that's not coming through here. No, what this is the Peanut Celebration 2025 report.
Yay, Muppet arms!
Snoopy arms?
I guess Snoopy arms, yeah. Snoopy, well, I guess Snoopy ears, they flail more than his arms do. So
that's true, that's
Snoopy
true.
Ears.
Whirly Beagle ears. Mm-hmm. As of now, there's 2 weekends left of Peanut Celebration, and if anything noteworthy happens in that time, we'll have an addendum.
Absolutely.
For now, we do the report, and I think this is the first Peanut Celebration report we were able to get out before the event ended. I think the past 2 years, the Peanut Celebration report were always retroactive reports.
Yeah.
But this is a, if you still have time to go, report, just letting you know how it goes. So, big thing this year. This year is the 75th anniversary of Peanuts.
It's a big fucking deal.
Yeah. And Peanut Celebration makes some of a deal of it. But also, budget cuts throughout the park mean that most of the Peanut Celebration offerings are Saturdays and Sundays only.
Yep.
We did have them on President's Day, but that was the only real weekday.
Well, because that's technically a weekend.
Yeah.
Any federal holiday is a weekend.
Yeah. A spiritual weekend. Spirituend. And also the first weekend of Peanut Celebration was chaos. Because I was not there opening day, but I heard that power went out for like half the park.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was there the next day, and there was some sort of technical issue with Peanuts on the Go. So instead of doing the regular dance show, they just did normal length meet and greets. Which must have sucked for them because the whole fun of doing Peanuts on the Go is it's a 6-minute long show, not a 30-minute long meet and greet.
Yeah.
So, very few people in our department were doing Peanuts on the Go this year because, for various reasons, just other people were doing it. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hiya, friends.
Welcome back to Untitled Criterion Channel subseries.
Yes.
One thing we watched recently, something I knew as a reference but had never seen.
And something I saw way too young to get entirely.
And that is Melvin Goes to Dinner.
Yes.
Which is Bob Odenkirk's directorial debut.
Yeah.
This is 2003, so, people basically only knew him from Mr. Show and the Ben Stiller Show before that. This was long before he had a career resurgence as Saul Goodman.
Yes, yeah.
Which is why, despite being directed by someone who is now an extremely respected and famous real artist, this was clearly shot on mini DV.
Yeah.
Or something. Some sort of video.
I like to imagine that they got in touch with Peter Hedges and said, hey, I know you just finished shooting Pieces of April. Can we borrow your equipment, please?
This is clearly shot on the cheap. Wikipedia does not list a budget, but it says the box office was $4,168.
And I was 15 of those.
I don't think it got a very wide release.
I was shocked it got to Silver Spring. So, fun lore fact about me. I am pretty sure this was my first R-rated movie. Which I feel like explains so much about me and nothing at the same time.
Well, this, if you're just a comedy fan in general, you'll appreciate seeing a lot of faces in this. You'll appreciate seeing a lot of people before they really made it big.
Hell, there are a lot of people as extras that, if you look hard enough, you'll be like, oh shit.
Most of whom we didn't notice, but we saw in the credits and read in the research. It's apparently the extras in the restaurant it was all just friends of theirs. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello, friends.
Welcome back to Untitled Criterion Channel sub-series.
Yes, indeedy.
Today we're discussing a movie that it was kismet that this showed up on Criterion.
Yeah.
Because we had just been talking a lot about how much we wanted to rewatch it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't available anywhere. We could. It wasn't on streaming, and everywhere we looked for the DVD, they had the remake
or the sequel,
but we could not find the original 1981 Arthur.
Yeah.
And it's hard to just look up Arthur DVD because then you get the PBS show.
Ridiculous how many times I've just been like, not this Arthur.
Nothing against that Arthur.
Or Arthur Christmas for some reason. I'd got a lot of those as well.
That's true. Nothing against either of those Arthurs.
No.
I know those Arthurs are also beloved, but what I have been craving to watch is the Steve Gordon directed, Dudley Moore, Liza Minnelli, John Gielgud classic, Arthur.
Yeah.
Part of what fueled me wanting to watch this was a couple months ago, this was covered on Scott Hasn't Seen, and I'm probably going to be repeating a lot of points they made in that episode, but I don't think there's that much overlap between people behind our paywall and people behind the Comedy Bang Bang World paywall.
Yeah.
Actually, sound off in the comments if you're behind both paywalls. I want to know who my fellow Comedy Bang Bang World listeners are.
What up, Nugman?
But they covered Arthur. And the guest on that episode was the actress who played Madison on She-Hulk, who had a thing or two to say about drunk acting.
It's not where you think.
The best character in the MCU.
Oh, I love her so. Wongers!
I love that they wanted to put her in Agatha all along.
Oh my god, that would have been so good, yeah.
I mean, she probably would have died,
yeah.
But what a way to go out.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yes, Arthur, the classic 1981, it's on Criterion right now as part of the New York Love Stories Connection.
Yes.
Which has, honestly, several of our favorite movies.
Yes, Moonstruck, Down with Love.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hey there, friends.
Welcome to, I guess, a Criterion-adjacent episode.
Yeah.
Because this is not something we watch on Criterion Channel, but it's something that might as well be on Criterion Channel.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is something we watched in a movie theater.
Yes.
Due to a bit of special programming.
Yes.
So, the Frida, a movie theater we've talked about a couple of times.
Yes.
Down in Santa Ana.
If you're in Southern California, highly recommend you come check it out. It's fantastic.
Yes, it's probably the best indie theater in Orange County.
Absolutely, yeah.
There may be better ones in LA proper, but it's probably the best one in Orange County. So they were doing a week of programming, a week of movies programmed by Karina Longworth.
The god. I love her so.
Yes, we've way back in the archives of this podcast, you told the story of meeting her at the premiere of a certain movie her husband directed.
Yeah, whatever his name is, yeah.
At the premiere of the first Knives Out.
He doesn't matter in this conversation.
He will come up slightly because both of them are cited on the Wikipedia for this movie.
Yeah.
When the Frida does special guest programming, they apparently ask for your favorite cult classic, your favorite forgotten gem, your childhood favorite, and
something that needs to be reevaluated.
Yeah. And Karina could not remember which one of those categories this was, but it sort of works for a couple of them.
Yeah.
This movie is Peter Bogdanovich's At Long Last Love.
Yes.
Which I keep wanting to say a lot like love, but that's a completely different
the only
movie.
reason I remember because this series is called At Long Last Longworth.
Yes.
So it is now stuck in I now actually remember this title, which is kind of hilarious and sad.
And the main reason we went was because this was the night Karina was there in person doing the Q&A.
Yeah. I'm not fucking missing that.
Yeah. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello there, friends.
Welcome to a break from movie reviews.
Shocking, I know.
We actually left the apartment.
Again, shocking, I know.
not for work.
Again, shocking, I know.
Well, it was Free Museum Day in LA.
Yeah. And after I went into some chaotic shenanigans the day before, I thought, let's go out to LA for more chaotic shenanigans.
Oh, yeah. Should we start with a brief recap of your shenanigans the day before?
Yeah. So I made a decision that I wanted to go see a certain show that was very sold out. And I decided to see if I stand in front of the theater for up to 5 hours, would I look pathetic enough for them to let me in the show for free?
And it worked out.
It worked out.
So we may have talked about this series of shows before.
Yes.
It's a collaboration between the George Lucas Talk Show and Star Wars Minute.
Yes.
They've been doing live staged readings. They went through the prequel trilogy scripts.
Yes.
In each one of the prequel table reads they did. We didn't get to any of them in person, but we watched the live streams of all of them.
Yes.
In all of them, it was Haley Joel Osment reading Anakin, and Vic Michaelis reading Obi-Wan.
It was amazing.
And other comedy superstars in various roles.
Yes.
Attack of the Clones had Nina West reading Palpatine, and Revenge of the Sith had PFT reading Palpatine.
Yeah.
So again, people who would not only go on to the same theater's reading of the Muppet movie, but also people who were in the pool party scene in Weird the Al Yankovic Story.
Yes.
And also every show was named after the next sequential Muppet movie.
Yeah.
So Phantom Menace was called the Naboo movie. Attack of the Clones was called the Great Camino Caper.
Yes.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hey there, friends.
Welcome back to stuff we've been up to lately.
Yep.
In our past episode, we mentioned a thing that was at the time upcoming, or at the time of recording upcoming, but had already happened by the time you heard it.
Yes.
Which was on Allie's birthday. We went to see a one-man show hosted by Andrew Farmer.
Yes, host of the Scary Stories to Tell on the podcast, I believe, is what it's called. Mm-hmm. Because I believe it's a riff on the book series, but yeah.
Yes, which came up in this show.
Yeah, also writer for Miracle Workers, Praise Petey, and a dude that I went to college with that everybody had a crush on until he came out of the closet. And still had a crush on to this day, so...
And also social media famous for his various aunts of Halloween characters.
Aunts of Halloween, but also I would say a Zan Dowd impersonation's also pretty solid as well. And also married to the wonderful composer of Hundreds of Beavers, Chris Ryan.
That's true. So this show was originally scheduled for much earlier in the year, and it got postponed due to fires.
January 7th, to be precise, and then the world flew up, so yeah.
Yes. We saw this at the Elysian, same theater where we saw...
Amusements.
Yeah, where we saw Ike the first time going back to LA for pleasure after the fires.
Yeah, this time we did not wear the N95s. We just did our usual KNs.
Just our usual KN95s. Our usual only being extremely cautious and not being...
Red alert, baby.
Our usual only being scared of indoor air and not also of outdoor air.
Exactly.
But yeah, if you enjoy Andrew Farmer's work, this show has a little of everything one might like him for.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello, friends. How are we?
Welcome back to Untitled Criterion Channel subseries. We've been watching a bunch of things on Criterion, and
We had a different film planned for today, but...
Well, yeah, because there's been a couple things we've been watching that we just haven't had time to record about, and we were going to record about one of the things we watched a while ago tonight.
Yeah.
But then during dinner, we were like, oh, let's just squeeze in one movie. And we decided, no, this is the one we're talking about. And it's a movie I think we mentioned earlier when we were going through some noirs.
Yeah, because I think we were noting about a lot of the big blank kind of films.
Yes, because we talked about a version of The Big Sleep.
Yeah.
And I believe we talked about The Big Heat.
Yes.
And we noted the title, The Big Clock.
Yes.
But we did not watch it at that time.
Yeah.
But we were like, let's watch it now.
Yeah.
And
This movie rules.
Yeah, this movie was awesome. We knew we'd enjoy this movie. We were shocked how much we loved this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of torn right now because I want to just talk about every detail of this movie, but I also really don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. It's like, and we're trying to figure out how to walk that line with this because it is recently up on Criterion, so if you got the channel, you got time to watch this. We recommend that you do.
And it's also, presumably it's available places.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Canopy, which, by the way, for our two listeners out here for the podcast, we just figured out how to get Canopy because I have been collecting library cards like Pokemon right now.
You've been just stocking up on library cards.
Yeah, and one of the things I've learned about libraries is that you get a free streaming service with libraries called Canopy. So if y'all happen to see something on Canopy you want us to review, we will probably do it.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
What up, bitches?
Welcome back to Untitled Criterion Channel subseries.
Woohoo!
As we mentioned, we've been watching a bunch of stuff on Criterion. One thing we dipped into as it's just part of the Nicole Kidman collection, yes. Right?
Yeah,
that's the
Nicole
only
Kidman collection, yeah.
A seemingly arbitrary selection of works from her filmography.
I wonder if it was like a birthday or like she's been doing the industry for X amount of years.
I guess so, but if you're doing a Nicole Kidman collection, I can think of a lot of movies that you would choose before the Frank Oz remake of The Stepford Wives. And yet there it was.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we did have like Portrait of a Lady and Dead Calm and To Die For. Didn't mean to do two deaf ones in a row, but like, hey.
No, there were other like legitimately iconic ones, but it's like, huh.
Yeah. It's sometimes when you get a collection like that, it's more interesting to do the why you as opposed to the classic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I feel like that's why out of all of the Razzie ones specifically, us doing Showgirls was kind of like a why you, but sure.
I mean, like, this movie was not particularly well liked when it came out.
Everyone but me. I remember I can say this now because I've been out of school long enough. I skipped a high school map test to go see this. So like, yeah.
And you know, I actually I hadn't seen it until we watched it for Criterion.
But you were aware of it.
I was aware of it, and I was aware of its reputation.
Yeah.
I've never seen the original, but I know the original is much more of a thriller.
Yeah, no, so one person I really would like us to do a little bit more of a deep dive, because I think you and I may find this guy interesting. Ira Levin wrote a lot of books in the 70s that got turned into films, so like Rosemary's Baby was one of them, and Stepford Wives.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Well, hello, friends.
Welcome to stuff we've been watching on streaming services that aren't Criterion.
Yes.
We watched the full season of Mid-Century Modern on Hulu.
Yes, we did.
This was a show that caught our eye when it was in development.
Yeah.
Because of the cast and the James Burrows of it all.
Of course.
James Burrows directed multicam sitcom about three gay men of a certain age.
Yeah.
Played by Nathan Lane, Nathan Lee Graham, and Matthew Bomer. Moving in together. Like, that was all I knew about it. And also that Linda Lavin was in it.
Yeah.
And I knew it was coming to Hulu. And I knew it was from Will and Grace writers. And I have mixed feelings about Will and Grace as a whole, as a sitcom.
Yeah.
Partly because, like, I know it actually did a lot to culturally move forward the acceptance of gay people.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it did it in the broadest, most stereotypy way.
It's like, you know, like how Good Times also did a lot to kind of actually help in terms of that, but in the most stereotypical way. It's
and like, it's not my place to say if Will and Grace was good representation or not.
If you want a good video about that, Matt Baum's video about it is worth to watch.
Sure. It's not my place to say, but it always gave me a little ick that McCormick was cast over actual gay actors because they didn't seem gay enough.
Yes.
Like, that always had me feeling a little icky about Will and Grace.
Yeah.
But I also can't deny its, place in pop culture. But Mid-Century Modern, I was like, well, this is a hell of a cast. And Nathan Lane, Nathan Lee Graham, Matt Bomer are all extremely talented, charismatic performers. And the idea of them basically, like, it sounded like it was basically going to be, you know, gay Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello, friends.
Welcome back to Untitled Criterion Channel subseries.
Yes, indeedy.
We watched The Big Clock 2 more times. Once because we just wanted to watch it again, and once because we were like, oh yeah, the Thursday and the movie is coming up. We have to watch it on that Thursday because the Friday has been usurped. The Friday, which is also in the movie, the April 25th, also in the movie, but that's been usurped by Miscongeniality.
Absolutely.
So,
and we refuse to dishonor the dignity of that legacy of that film. Just, yeah.
So we watched The Big Clock twice more, but other stuff we talked about watching, we only really watched 2 movies in the Best Supporting Actor category.
Yeah, and both were kind of comfort watches almost. Like
They're both movies we've seen before and will watch again, so we're kind of lumping them together because these are movies like I've discussed elsewhere, and I don't have a whole lot of new insights on them, so it's like, okay, Fish Called Wanda.
Yeah.
It's a well-deserved Best Supporting Actor win for Kevin Kline.
And as somebody who's admittedly a big fan of the dumbass to lovers trope, he really does fit the dumbass and the dumbass to lovers trope just beautifully.
Kevin Kline, Otto thinks he's dumbass to lovers. He thinks he's genius to lovers, and he's just dumbass to jilted exes.
Exactly.
No, Kevin Kline is so good in it. One of the very earliest D lists, I listed Otto as one of my favorite comedy villains. And yeah, it's a good movie. It's funny and well plotted.
Yeah. It is the best thing that John ever did, and I don't care about Monty Python. I mean, I do, but like that's not a single vision there. This is, and I know it's controversial. I think this is better than Fawlty Towers. I think this is just really such like a masterpiece of everything. It's like this is the best of his work right there.
Boy, that's neck and neck with me. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello. On this special report, we have things to talk about.
On tonight, on a very special At Home with the Dogginses, I say goodbye to a longtime friend.
Insert the Family Ties drunk driver clip here.
Well, I guess it's related to a car accident, or rather related to recovery from a car accident. Okay, I was going to do this in a whole dramatic way, but I also don't want anyone to be anxious.
Dave is not dead.
Nobody's actually lost. I'm just, I broke my move streak on my Apple Watch, but I feel ways about it. So let me tell you why I feel ways about it.
All right, friends, buckle in. This is going to be a long one.
As some of you may recall, a couple years ago,
Dave nearly died once.
a couple years ago, something happened while I was driving. I'm fuzzy on the details, but I wasn't driving
or trauma for you.
Little fuzzy on the details, but let's just say I wasn't driving or even really walking much for a little while after that.
It was a time. It was a time.
It was indeed a time. But while I was in that recovery period, I had a birthday.
Yes.
And for the past couple of years, the year before that, I had COVID on my birthday.
I also had COVID on your birthday.
Yes, and we weren't even in the same state at the time. Year before that, basically, I hadn't really done many birthday parties recently, but in this moment where I'm recovering from a car accident, I haven't been to work, I haven't seen my coworkers, I haven't seen my friends from work, I haven't seen a lot of other friends. I'm like, I'm gonna have a party. I'm gonna invite people over. Just open invitation to people on my friends list, basically. Everyone who wants to come over on my birthday. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Why, hello, friends.
Welcome back to Untitled Criterion Channel subseries.
Amazing.
There's a new category on Criterion called Coastal Thrillers, I think.
Yeah, coastal thrillers.
The banner image is Shutter Island. Duly appointed federal marshal. Look,
I love your impression of the new pope right now. Very good. Solid.
We're recording this the day that Pope Chicago was just announced.
Yes. We don't really need to know his name. We just know it's Pope Chicago. He will be shown between Chicago PD and Chicago Fire.
Yeah.
On Fox, but yeah.
Look, I was crossing my fingers for Pope Ralph.
Yeah.
You know, John Goodman as Pope Ralph. No,
My name's Ralph, and I'm the Pope.
but yeah, coastal thrillers.
Yes.
Look, Shutter Island was the banner image. Shutter Island, a movie that
Is a movie.
I might want to revisit while it's up, because I think when I saw it the first time, I was too hung up on the fact that the twist was obvious from the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, I think I was too hung up on, yeah, this is a twist movie building to a twist that everyone saw coming halfway through the trailer. But probably if I revisited it not thinking of it as a twist movie, I'd probably enjoy it more.
Yeah.
But
It's a performance that it's clear to me that Caprio took a little bit from Keanu Reeves' interpretation of Johnny Utah. Like,
Shutter Island, Point Break.
yes. It gets me so annoyed because I do really like Point Break, but I can never actually remember Point Break's fucking name. When I need to, it just goes out of my brain.
Anyway, that's not what we watched this time. Maybe in the future, but also I don't know if maybe we'll see if we have
Sometimes
time.
watch movies knowing we're not going to talk about them on the pod, but like,
I'm not going to prioritize.
Nah.
I'm not going to prioritize it, but I probably should give it a fairer shake than I gave it when I saw it in theaters.
absolutely.
Ooh, welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello, friends.
Welcome back to the springtime theme park festival report, an annual tradition. As we're recording this, there's one weekend left of Boysenberry Fest, but as you're hearing it, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
I'm pretty sure Food and Wine is over as well. I think by the time you're hearing this, everything we're talking about is over. So,
Rest in peace.
so we apologize for not getting to any of it sooner, but what you gonna do?
We have lives, folks. We have jobs we need to get paid for to do these things.
Yes,
so.
jobs, lives to an extent, jobs to an extent. Either way, we have things keeping us away from... We also just always had in the back of our mind, we're going to go back and do the festival some more than we ended up doing.
Yeah.
Because basically, we only ate 4 things at DCA Food and Wine, and we only ate 3 things at Boysenberry Fest. 2.5 things, really, at Boysenberry Fest.
Yeah.
I guess we'll get Food and Wine out of the way first. We went exactly once. We got a 4-tab tasting card instead of an 8-tab tasting card, and we put it to... pretty good use, I'd say.
I would say so, yeah.
We got the Shrimp Papas Locas. You know, potatoes, peppers, shrimp, cheese.
All the delicious things.
Yes. The peppers were the highlight. The shrimp was a little spongy.
I mean, yeah, it clearly had been out for just, like, not too long so that it's, like, a health hazard, but, like, long enough that it was just kind of, like, meh.
Right, not alarmingly long, just a quality decline amount of long. But, you know, the peppers did the lifting on the flavor. It was also, like, texturally, it was kind of hard to distinguish between the potatoes and the shrimp in some parts, because they all just kind of congealed into, like, the nacho cheese nonsense. But, you know, it was all right. Similarly, the Impossible Meat taco pie, like walking taco pie. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello, friends.
Welcome back to the theme park Springtime Festival Report. And now we move on to something that was not a food festival, although they were advertising a lot of foods, but we did not have most of them, and the one we had sucked. We went to Universal Fan Fest nights.
We did. It was very fun.
Yes. It was also a very long day for unrelated reasons.
Yes. One of them we'll talk about a little bit later in our wrap up for the spring. But yeah.
Yes, for other spring events, non-theme park events. But one of them just... you had an appointment earlier in the morning than we thought we were going to be going up to LA.
Yeah.
And so we went up. We got up earlier than expected, and then spent a lot of time just killing time in LA before we got to FanFest night. It was also a blisteringly hot day.
Yeah, and I also had a gig that I had to get up at like 5 a.m. to start working the day before, so I was already slightly in zombie mode when we were doing all this.
We were already not having great sleep the couple nights before. We didn't have great sleep the night after for obvious reasons. So that's the context when we say we had a really good time.
It was so much fun.
Now, I believe you'll see the raw footage from this event as Throwback Thursday this week. You'll see the raw footage from FanFest nights. But yeah, we had a lot of fun doing it. I feel like this is the first time you ever had fun at Universal Studios.
Yeah.
It is not your favorite park.
No. No, it is not. And it's honestly, it's for very petty reasons too. My size makes it a little hard to get into quite a few of the rides. I think a lot of, the audience here probably have had that situation where you couldn't fit on a ride, and Universal is made for tiny people. I am not tiny people, so.
And there's also just not that many rides to begin with, so.
Yeah.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello, friends.
Welcome back to Untitled Criterion Channel subseries.
It's that time again.
And welcome to We Watch Something on Streaming, even though it's something we also own on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
We own the Criterion Edition, in fact.
Yes.
But this is one that I had never seen, and it's one that you love.
Yes.
We both have our favorite movies from 1985 that we took forever to show each other.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I'm glad I finally watched Tampopo.
Tampopo, yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about what this movie means to you, my darling.
So, this was one of those film school wonders, is what I like to describe it as. It's not exactly what was shown in film school, but it's because I associate so well with my time at NYU. There was this very famous video rental shop in New York called Mondo Video. Mm-hmm. It was it's one of those ones that the way that Vidiots was such a very thing here.
Right.
It's Darling Mara, she was dating someone at the time that had a membership to Mondo, so I would always rent a shit ton of stuff under their name, basically, in order for me to watch stuff for class, but also, and they were famous for having the weird stuff that you just could not find anywhere else, basically.
Sure.
So I would rent a couple things pretty much every Friday, because while I was known for being a bit of a partier, Friday was very much a movie day, for a night for me specifically. I feel like that's probably common for a lot of people, but I needed to do a movie on Fridays, all the time, every week. And I would go get a new one over there, and once I was done, I would bring it back in on Sunday after I hung out at the bars all day on Saturday and was hungover out of my brain. And in one of those, I was trying to find a different film altogether, but I couldn't remember the name of it, but I knew it started with a T.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hey fuckers, what's up?
Welcome to a multi-part series here, the 2025 Florida trip report.
Yo!
We went to Florida, for me, for the first time since I lived there, and for you, for the first time since, high school?
No, well, there was that brief time where I watched an alligator eat a box of cigarettes in Orlando for AmeriCorps, but probably since high school before that.
So, as long as I've lived in California, my friend group has had this idea of doing the Florida trip, a big Florida trip that we all go on together.
Yeah.
And it just kept getting pushed back for reasons, and then, pandemics and stuff, and the big Florida trip never actually happened. And I always had in my head that my first time back in Florida would be the big Florida trip. A big completionist trip where we do everything, see everything, film videos, make it a whole thing.
Yeah.
And then, we found out Muppet Vision was closing.
Yeah, so we had to improvise.
We had to prioritize seeing Muppet Vision one last time or 7 last times before it went away. And for a hot second here, we were looking at making this the big trip, inviting everyone we know, making it a big extravaganza. And then scheduling and financial realities made that unfeasible, and it ended up just being the two of us.
Yes, indeed.
So, the big trip is still a pipe dream to maybe happen someday, but
Vision will not be a part of it, unfortunately.
Yes, sadly. So this was not the big Florida trip. We did not do everything. Right off the bat, didn't do Epic Universe. Didn't ride anything in any non-Hollywood Studios Disney park.
Correct.
Didn't do Velocicoaster. Didn't do East Coast Supercharged.
You're funny.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Florida Trip Report 2025.
Yes, indeedy.
And here's the part where we go to Universal Studios.
Away!
Universal Studios, which we got into for free, of course. Thank you, Charlie.
We do appreciate you.
This was one of the things I was talking about before this trip is for a lot of other people, the theme parks are the expensive part of the trip. For us, it's no, we know people who can get us into the parks.
Yeah.
It's just the, as a worker in the theme park industrial complex, I have my connections everywhere.
Yeah.
It's the hotels and the flights that are the expensive part.
Absolutely.
So we got to Universal Studios. We took our lift up after our timeshare. So it was probably about 11 or noon when we got there. Mm-hmm. And I did not realize that the lift drop off for Universal Studios is just the top of the Jurassic Park garage.
That was really funny to learn.
That was a fascinating way to be dropped off. But that did mean that we got to do something I had missed dearly. Yeah. And that is, of course, the Universal Orlando parking garage moving sidewalks.
That was a delight. That was just easy breezy, beautiful, just boom, boom, boom.
That was your first clue, because you had never done Universal Orlando before.
No.
And you're not a big fan of Universal Hollywood.
Yes.
And that was your first hint that, this may be a better experience than Universal Hollywood.
If Universal Hollywood has no haters, I have died. That is really the thing.
Now, obviously, security is a lot stronger than it was when I lived in Orlando. Mm-hmm. But it's similar to Universal Hollywood security, where it's full-on airport X-ray conveyor belts.
Yeah.
Which, is the thing I like at Universal more than at Disneyland. Because it moves a little more smoothly. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Welcome back again.
Welcome back to the Florida Trip Report 2025. Mm-hmm. Now the Disney World of it all.
Yes, indeed.
So, like we said in part one of this, didn't ride anything outside Hollywood Studios.
Nope.
But we did start the day in Epcot.
Yes.
Mainly because, Chandler was signing us in, and Hollywood Studios was blocked out for cast member sign-ins because it was the first day of the new villain show.
Yes.
And we'll get to that later.
Yes.
But it meant we had to start the day at another park and park hop. Now, unlike in California, where it's you can park hop after 11 a.m., but also if you just get there after 11, you can just start in whichever park you park hop from. That's the system that makes sense for the two parks that are right across the street from each other. But Florida is, of course, sprawling.
True.
So instead, the way it works in Florida is you just have to sign in at the first park, and then you can park hop to whichever park, right away.
Yeah.
So we started at Epcot. We went into Epcot. We went with Chandler and his friend Andrew. Andrew of A Productions, I think, is his channel.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll have a link in the description. And we parked at Epcot, and it was nice to see Spaceship Earth. Mm-hmm. And Chandler said, "Are you ready for a much better security experience than Disneyland?" And that would have been true if I didn't have an umbrella in the backpack. and that had...
Yes.
So everyone else got to walk through without their bags being searched.
And I was just nomming on my bagel as I was watching you get searched. So.
Yes, Chandler brought us bagels, which was very nice.
Yes.
Very nice of him.
I was really happy to have an East Coast bagel again. It's been a long time.
to top off the breakfast pizza.
Yes, indeedy.
So, bag got searched. Whatever, I'm used to it at theme parks. So we go into Epcot. Like I said, we don't ride anything. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello, friends.
Welcome to the part where we talk in detail about the new things we've done since my last time living in Florida.
Yeah.
The new park attractions that we just hinted at in the past 2 episodes. Now describing in detail our experiences with. Starting with the very first ride we did. The first thing I rode in Florida in 13 years. Not counting the Orlando Airport tram and bus, not counting the Orlando Airport monorail there.
No.
The first theme park ride I did, Race Through New York, starring Jimmy Fallon.
I love that you can't even believe this is the first one you did. It's just so fucking funny.
When I lived there, this was Twister Ride It Out, which I didn't care for, but it was at least a physical effects thing.
Yeah.
But it didn't make any sense being in the New York section of the park. And it had replaced a Ghostbusters show that I never got to see. Mm-hmm. And I was like, Ghostbusters, New York, perfect.
Yes.
This was, of course, before I was just so burnt out on the Ghostbusters fandom because they had really strange reactions to the fact that somebody made a Ghostbusters movie with Chex Notes SNL comedians in it.
Yeah. How fucking dare they?
Somebody made a Ghostbusters movie that remembered that Ghostbusters movies are supposed to be comedies that happen to have weird sci-fi elements in them.
Jokes. They have jokes.
Yes.
Yeah, so we did this partially because my friend Rachel used to be a hashtag minder over there.
Yes, and I will say when we went, there was no entertainment. There was no hashtag the panda. There were no ragtime gals. Apparently, the ragtime gal a cappella group is like weekends only now.
Not even weekends only, like seasonal, basically.
Like peak times only.
Yeah, Rachel really gave us all the gossip of like, what's going on entertainment wise over there, and they are basically like they're 3 times a year apparently now.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello, friends.
Welcome to the end of the Florida report.
Ooh.
Our last day in Orlando. The first thing we did before checking out was actually finally use the pool.
Yeah, it was nice.
Because we were like, we want to actually give this hot tub a chance, and every other night we've gotten home, the pool's been closed for inclement weather.
Yeah.
But it's like, let's get up in the morning before checkout. We got in the hot tub, surrounded by nice rock work. The hot tub was certainly hot.
But the bubbles were not really bubbling.
The bubbles were underwhelming. They were less impressive than the bubbles at our own apartment building's hot tub. But then we dipped in the pool for a bit. We played under the waterfall, and that was fun.
Yeah.
The waterfall, it is actually pretty hard-hitting water.
Oh, yeah, no, it was delightfully sharp.
We didn't even mention at the pool, there was plenty of lawn chairs, and they said do not save a chair, do not leave towels here. And every time we went, there was plenty of blank chairs. So clearly they were preparing for a crowding issue they weren't dealing with while we were there.
Yeah.
But then there were also daybed rentals for $100 a day. And it's they were not very impressive looking daybeds to be rented at that particular price point. Mm-hmm. There were other things at the resort we never took. When we were walking around the first day, they were doing bingo by the pool.
Yeah.
And this wasn't beating this feels half like a young people resort and half like a retirement community allegations. There was the little arcade in there that was clearly a converted. It had the one billiard room which had not one but 2 dogs playing poker paintings in the little billiard room. But then also just the room that was clearly a converted storage room or something that had a bunch of arcade games in it. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Why, hi, friends.
Welcome back to Untitled Criterion Channel subseries.
Indeed it is.
And welcome to a review of a mostly forgotten movie that was well received at the time, but I'm not fully sure why.
Yeah.
Okay, so No Way Out.
Yes.
Purportedly on Criterion as part of the Celebrating Gene Hackman collection.
Yes, and what a collection it was, or it is.
Yes, well, as of this recording, is.
It did go up just this month, so it's still pretty fresh and new.
Yes, I don't know. We're recording this before all the Florida episodes have dropped, so we'll see. We'll see when everything is. We'll see when the audience is hearing this, but yeah, on as part of the Hackman collection, even though it was not included in the trailer for the Hackman collection.
Plenty of Night Moves, which is a movie that both of us really wanted to see at some point. Plenty of Royal Tenenbaums and The Conversation.
Mm-hmm. The big Hackman movies all included in that trailer and in the collection. The big Hackman movies all featured in the trailer. Noted lack of No Way Out. And part of that might be because Gene Hackman is kind of barely in this movie.
Barely. You could have told me that Hack Geneman was in this movie and I would have absolutely said yeah, that tracks.
He is a key character, but he has significantly less screen time than we expected, given the character he is playing an adaptation of. Because the thing that caught our eye about this movie, as we were just going through the collection and reading the description, is that this is technically, in the broadest sense, a remake of The Big Clock.
Yeah. And I think the both of us are kind of ooh. And then as we watch, we're oh.
I had a feeling we'd be oh, because we read the description. It's a remake of The Big Clock, except set at the Pentagon. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello.
And welcome to stuff we've been doing in the state we actually live in.
Yeah.
It's not been all just one quick Florida trip that we expanded out into 5 episodes.
Oh, exactly.
It's now a bunch of things we've done over the past couple of months that we're going to cram into 1, maybe 2 episodes. We'll see how long this goes.
Absolutely. I think it's most important to talk about the most important thing that has happened to this household since the Florida trip has happened. I got my hands on a Labubu.
It's true that you did.
I did. I fought the Pop Mart gods and I won.
And equally importantly, Gabby got a fake Labubu.
Yes.
From 7-Eleven.
Yes.
On 7-Eleven day, when we went for our free Slurpee, they also had fake Labubus at the checkout counter.
They are, the term for them are lafufus. So.
Yes. And the tag on it was what? It was like Poor Matt or something?
Matt, yeah.
Just like a misspelling of Pop Mart.
I'd like to think that it was like actually like an Animat rebranding project went horribly wrong. So. Her name is Natasha Toffee. She's unintentionally become the mascot for my new shop.
Yes, she has become an equally valuable employee as you, it seems, at your workplace.
Hey, she made it on the grid and I have not, so really it's just saying something.
So, things we've done over the past several months. Gone to a couple of live shows, mostly at Dynasty Typewriter, but not exclusively.
Yes.
Gone to a couple of museums, mostly to see exhibits dedicated to comic book artists. I guess we should start with those because one of those, I think one of them is the least recent thing we've done and one of them is the most recent thing we've done.
Absolutely.
So, Skirball Center has had a Jack Kirby exhibit for a while.
Yeah, and I think it should be going through September, it looks like, so there is time.
There is still time. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hey there.
Welcome back to a sub-series we haven't done in a while, Things We Kinda Remember. And I thought I'd kinda remember some things that I'm sure my darling wife here has no memory of due to our different upbringings.
Yes.
But something that takes up a lot of my brain space is various Christian children's media.
Yeah, that's definitely something I don't have any knowledge in, so please, go forth, babe.
Even in your mixed faith household, this didn't come up that much.
Mixed faith, yes. Whether anybody was really actively doing anything in that house is a whole different story.
Mixed lapsed faith household. Mixed cultural faith household. Well, in our monofaith household, Christian children's media was usually seen as the safe choice of things we were allowed to watch.
Naturally.
And, not going to get into VeggieTales because I've discussed that on other podcasts, my relationship with VeggieTales.
The man needs a break talking about Larry the Cucumber and the other guy.
And the rest.
Yes. I need to actually also, because we've been talking about maybe doing like another unhinged books I've read at some point. And I really, before we do that, there's one I need to get my hands on, which is somebody wrote a Wide Shoes involving a villainous guys, Larry and Bob, that's the name.
Yeah.
That takes place in the Renaissance era for some fucking reason. This person also wrote a book called Get Into My Swamp, which is a sexy Shrek fan fiction, basically.
Of course they did.
Yeah. Not the person who did the Mating with the Mallows or any of the other peen-related ones. Just fully different, unhinged.
The hinges are off the hinge.
I just need to know if somebody's going to be writing a sentient objects involving a Labubu soon, just because I think I need to read that.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hey there, friends.
Welcome to another report of theater we went to. Should we do general things we went to? Should we talk about the Dr. Seuss exhibit too? Because that doesn't fill much time.
Yeah.
So first things first, we went to at a tiny little museum at a park in Fullerton.
Yeah, at the Muckthaler art gallery.
Which we've driven past that park many times, but we've never been to that gallery.
And I'd seen like jobs advertised too there, and I could never figure out where the heck in Fullerton it was until we unintentionally drove by it. It was like, oh, that's where that's been the whole time.
And they were having an exhibit called The Secret Art of Dr. Seuss.
And it was like, I think the last couple of days of it, so we were like, hey, Why not?
Yeah, and it was like a $5 donation. It's this
It's
museum.
not worth the $5 donation.
No, it's a very small museum. There was some cool art, but when they said the secret or like the nighttime art or something,
Yeah.
something about the name made it sound like it was going to be
The more offensive imagery.
yeah, like the stuff that gets buried.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I want to see like the racist art Dr. Seuss drew, but what we saw was mostly pretty mainstream Dr. Seuss art, and then a couple of paintings we hadn't seen before that were neat to see. But it's a small little museum in a small little park. It's a museum in an old, they say mansion, but it's like the size of a house today.
It's like, it's giving the exhibition felt like somebody on the board was like, oh, I have all of these canvases. I'll give you 10 grand if you showcase my artwork that I own. And they did that. So I don't know. It's like the thing I am always fascinated by how little museums choose to curate their shows. Because I've been to very small house museums have done really cool little exhibitions.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hey there, friends.
Welcome back to Things We Kind of Remember.
Yes.
Let's dip our toes back in the well of Christian children's media that I consumed a lot of at an impressionable age. I think we'll go into today the series that I probably have the most to say about, because it was like it's not the longest running series out of all of these, but it's the longest running series that I consumed like almost all of. Almost all of. Not quite all of, but almost. Like probably the longest running series we could talk about is Adventures in Odyssey, but I only consumed a fraction of that.
Okay.
But McGee and Me, I consumed every video except for the last one. I never saw the final one.
Not to be mistaken for Bobby McGee and Me by Janet.
Me and Bobby McGee.
That's it.
I wouldn't be surprised, though, if the name was partially referenced. I don't know. This is Jonas Jimplin's song for this.
Jackie Jorb Job.
Yep. That might have been my favorite runner on 30 Rock.
It really was very good, yes.
But McGee and Me is also clearly a success that Focus on the Family's media wing tried to replicate many times over. And future things that I kind of remember will be compared back to McGee and Me. And I know I've talked about this a little bit I know it's come up in a past podcast episode, but I forget why it came up. But McGee and Me was about an 11-year-old cartoonist named Nicholas who...
He's not your brother.
Who is not my brother, but his parents' names in the show were David and Elizabeth. So me and my siblings all had our names represented.
Did your parents, watch this before they had you guys and was like...
I don't think...
Consciously...
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hi, friends. Let's talk more about cartoons.
Yes, welcome back to Things We Kind of Remember, Christian Children's Media Edition, McGee and Me Edition. Part 2. I'm just going to go through the rest of the episodes of McGee and Me and what I kind of remember about them.
Yay.
So then there was Take Me Out of the Ball Game, where Nick is on the Little League team that his dad coaches. And all the Little League teams had the names of real MLB teams, which I imagine had to be a licensing, a bit of licensing chaos.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because they played for they played for the Eastfield Braves, and it was like the actual Braves logo on their uniforms. And there's a fantasy sequence in the middle of this one where Nick imagines being a major league player playing against what was that baseball player's name? Oral Hershiser or something like that?
Yep, Oral Hershiser, that's a guy.
Yeah, I just know he was a real baseball player because I remember pausing the credits to see it say, all characters in this are fictional except Oral Hershiser. So that was the big cameo they got for this one in a fantasy sequence.
You could have also told me that Randy Big Unit Johnson would have also shown up and I would have fully believed it, but I also feel like the fact that he had the nickname Big Unit would have been a no-go.
they might not have used that nickname. Anyway, this one is like there's a player on their team named Thurman Miller who's like the real good player who's like the MVP, and there's this other team they're rivals with, and the coach on the other team is a jerk, and it's all this, but they basically get some real idol worship for Thurman Miller. And Nick at home is just talking about like how great Thurman is, and Sarah's like, hey, enough about Thurman Munster already. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hi, gang.
Welcome to not Untitled Criterion Channel sub-series, but this should be on Criterion.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, man?
I feel like it probably could be under many of the categories they do.
It should, but because of the weird rights issues involved with this, it's going to either take a lot of people dying or a lot of media collaborations getting really cool with some bullshit for it to actually, like, become a thing.
So Allie watched Spice World.
I did. Me and Gabby did.
Yes.
Dave watched some, but...
I watched some because I was at work when you started it, and I got home from work in the middle of it.
Yeah, so the reason this was suddenly a thing I really wanted to watch recently is that there has been a lot of chatter about why it is so hard to find Spice World online. Mm-hmm. Like, I hadn't thought about Spice World in years. It was like, yes, it is, you know, a hard day's night for the gays, girls, and days. Plain and simple. Beautiful, love it, fantastic. But I hadn't thought about it in, like, forever until recently, I guess with, like, kind of the whole Y2K nostalgia, like, you know, that's been going on the last couple of years. Folks have been really trying to find Spice World, but it's really hard to find on DVD or, like, online in, like, a good quality. Like, you can find it in bits and pieces on YouTube and stuff like that, but it's just not there as an existing thing. And it's been funny because, like, it's been popping up by other friends of mine being like, yeah, I really want to watch Spice World, I just do not know where it is. And I had not had a thought about Spice World, Spice Girls, whatever, for a long time. But then Alan Cumming had a recent, I don't know, you know how everyone now has an interview channel where they look back at your previous stuff? I think it was like not Vice, but it was like one of those like magazines.
It's like Vanity Fair or one of them.
And Alan was talking about how he really dug doing Spice World and the whole thing. And I was like, man, that'd be fun to revisit.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello, friends.
Welcome to the Theme Park Summer 2025 report.
The summer that Dave explained things to me.
Yes, because, well, you did some theme parkery.
I did, but I also got a new job, and that took up like 92% of my day, so...
Well, my job is theme park, so...
And my job is not, so hey.
And my job is knots. Yeah. Waka waka. So, I'll start with the things I didn't do.
Okay. What did you not do?
Well,
I do them instead?
No, you did not.
Okay, cool.
Six Flags Magic Mountain did the heroes and villains thing again.
And there was an attempt. Attempt was made to go, but life came at us fast.
Yeah, it's just hard because it's Fridays and Saturdays only, and it's hard to go to something that's scheduled for such a small. And like I did go up to Six Flags after it, like I went up in August, but it had already ended
for secret reasons.
Well, I went up to August for let's just say pickup shots for a long overdue project.
Secret reasons.
A long overdue project that I said was coming to Patreon soon on another podcast way at the beginning of this year. And even that soon ended up taking longer. But some of that is reasons that are my own fault, and some of that is reasons that aren't. And some of it is just logistical things. But I promise it is being worked on amidst just trying to survive and make money.
Yeah.
But anyway, Heroes and Villains Fest didn't make it up this year. Wanted to, because the same friend I have who was in it last year was in it again this year. But didn't make it. Saw some clips on YouTube, and it does look like they changed it up. It does look like they added more like physical set pieces and stuff and changed up the story. And there seems to be a thing where like the mayor is now being mind controlled by Lex Luthor. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hey everybody, what's up?
Welcome back to Rental Roundup.
Rental Roundup indeed.
We rented some movies. I know at least one of them we've discussed the existence of before because we were so caught off guard by the existence of it.
Yeah.
And we were like morbidly curious. Mm-hmm. And another one I knew by reputation. And basically this double feature is 2 spoof movies.
Yes.
Directed by people who worked on the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Yes.
Starring Sean Young.
Yes.
With loose Spinal Tap connections.
Yes. and no attraction to the Zaz universe and by any.
No Zaz involvement, although only a degree or two away.
Yeah.
But so the one we watched first, the one that we thought, oh, that can't possibly be good, but I'm morbidly curious to see it. And the one that actually was better than we thought it would be.
Absolutely, yes.
Is Fatal Instinct.
Fatal Instinct, yes.
This is, of course, marketed as a spoof of the Michael Douglas erotic thrillers, yes. Fatal Attraction, Basic Instinct.
But it's actually kind of more of like a genre pastiche of noir films.
Yeah, it's much more of a throwback to classic noir with just a couple of elements of the modern erotic thriller in it. But when we thought it was... the main reason I thought this can't possibly be good is because it was like, oh... In the early 90s, there was a parody of erotic thrillers directed by Carl Reiner.
Yeah, that really was the thing that was like, the fuck?
A man who has created some of my all-time favorite comedic moments. Like a man I genuinely respect as a comedy genius and luminary. But I was like, oh, he must have been way out of his depth for that material.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hey, friends.
Welcome to stuff we've been up to.
Yeah.
What have we been up to? We've,
Stuff.
Yeah, we've gone to a bunch of theaters.
Yeah.
We've gone to a bunch of, there was like 2 nights in a row we went to see people we like from podcasts in front of crowds.
Yeah. And one of them was a very last minute one too, so
yeah. Well, so one of them is we went to the Elysian.
Yes, we did.
Which we've been to a few times before, and which very recently was seen on Game Changer.
Yes.
We went there.
It was so funny when that episode played, I immediately clocked it as the Elysian too, just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of the Dropout Presents specials have also been done at the Elysian.
Yeah, because the Izzy and Brennan one was definitely shot there, and I think the big team one is also the one that if he's improv team. Yeah,
I think you're right. I don't remember for sure I don't think like every Dropout live show has been done there, but a handful have.
No, yeah.
And we've already talked about seeing Ike's Amusements there, which apparently is being filmed. So I hope that's.
I'm really happy about it, but I'm so mad that we're going to be on the East Coast the same time it's happening, but in the wrong state.
Yes. I'm sure we'll talk about our East Coast excursion after the fact.
Yes, absolutely.
Another last minute thing that's coming up.
God love it, yeah.
And we also saw Andrew Farmer there doing...
His wonderful show.
Yes, which also I think has been filmed recently.
Yes, it has.
So hopefully these will all be... Well, anyway, the show we saw, I don't think there's any plans to film it, but...
Not yet.
It's certainly not yet. It's maybe some sort of a presentation, but it's a new thing.
It was literally the first time they'd ever come together live, this thing. So
it's the first time they've ever done this particular iteration, because I've seen combinations of these people doing things live before.
And I think I've seen some of them with you, so yeah.
Yes. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Well, hello, friends.
Welcome back to the theater recap.
The live recap, I guess.
Live-ish. Well, we'll talk about movies a little bit too,
yeah.
But types of theater we've gone to see.
The leaving the apartment recap.
Yeah, the going out and doing stuff recap. So let's talk about the next show we went to.
Woo!
Obviously, the other big theater thing we did was seeing Weird Al again.
Indeed we did.
At the Kia Forum. In Inglewood, which we had never been to.
We were going to, but then life happened.
Yes, we were going to see Casey Musgraves there coming up on a year ago.
Yeah.
And then we got COVID.
Yeah.
So we gave those tickets to Garrett and Erica, and by all accounts, they had a good time.
Indeed they did.
And that was another concert, like I remember just seeing on Instagram, oh, Mark McConville was at that concert. Mm-hmm. Not playing in it, he was just there in the audience.
So because I got floor seats for all of us at Al, you're getting me floor seats to Casey the next time she's playing the Kia. So.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying.
Yeah. Because maybe we can run into McConville there too, so...
It's possible. Well, okay, so, like I said, never been to the Kia Forum. So we got there and, pulled into the parking lot where we only had to pay, just a minor $55 to park.
Fuck, it was... Ugh.
It was,
We're borrowing a Kia the next time we go.
Yes, apparently there's parking discounts for Kias, but I don't know if there's additional hoops you have to jump through or if you just... I know because Sydney told me that, like, she went to see Lady Gaga at the Forum.
Yes.
And she went with her friend who has a Kia, so he had the good parking deal to see the show. And what's funny is on the way out of the show, I saw a flyer affixed to my car for Morrissey. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hi, friends.
Welcome to the first Theme Park 2025 Halloween report.
Yay.
I say first because I've only really done the one theme park so far.
Hey.
Well, I guess technically I did set foot in Disneyland when Halloween season had started, as discussed in earlier theme park report when I met two out of the Fantastic Four.
I did go to the park like not too long after you just to like read, and it was very pretty. Like I like the decorations this year. I mean, the decorations for Halloween is always pretty solid.
Yeah, decorations are always good, but we haven't really done any Halloween things at Disneyland.
I have technically seen the gingerbread house, but I'm gonna...
Oh, that's right. You've ridden Holiday. I have not been on Holiday yet.
I'm gonna hold off on my thoughts about it until you read it, but I have thoughts.
Okay, well, that's a tease for either the next Halloween report or the Christmas report, depending on when I have time to actually ride Haunted Mansion Holiday.
I like when I'm the one banking on info and you're the one that's kind of have to be guessing, because it rarely is that in this turnaround.
It's a rarity in this field. Oh,
yeah.
Actually, I did do one Halloween-related thing at Disneyland when I was meeting Fantastic 2 out of 4. When I was meeting Fantastic Half. And that was, I tried the pumpkin pie chai at Tomorrowland Terrace, and it was okay. The pumpkin foam was really good. The chai itself was kind of chemical-ish.
I guess the question is, because we went to a TikTok famous cafe to have their pumpkin chai recently. Well, how was that compared to that?
Oh, the real cafe was much better.
Yeah.
The chai at Disneyland, it tasted like if Gold Peak makes chai. I don't know.
I get your shame there. Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. It's probably Joffrey's.
Yeah.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hi, friends.
Welcome back to stuff we've done recently that's not in theaters, except for one that is in a theater that we did since the last report of things we've done in theaters.
Yeah.
But mostly stuff we have just been doing. Just general experiences report.
Yeah.
Not theme parks. 100% theme park free this episode.
Yeah.
Something we did back in early August that we still haven't talked about is we went down to Newport Beach for a day.
We did. It was lovely.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
It's it's a weird rich person part of Orange County, but there's...
Well, like so many parts of Orange County, yeah.
But, the Ruby's on their pier is still open, even if it's smaller than the one that was on the Huntington Beach pier.
And they had milkshakes, so we had to do it.
Yes, we had a milkshake, and we explored... the main thing that caught your eye about going down to Newport Beach this particular time is not far from... one of the many malls you used to work.
Yes, there is a thing I've actually recommended people to go do before I ever actually did it myself. And everybody who did it had a good time. So, I'm not saying that I'm really good at picking stuff for other people to do, even if I haven't done it myself. But I think I have a gift.
What you're saying is you're going to get cocky and you're going to recommend something without vetting it first, and it's going to backfire eventually.
Hey, I once accidentally did major disinformation on an NPR podcast. Like, what's the worst I can come up with at this point?
So anyway, this is a general arts and sculpture garden in Newport Beach. But the main draw is probably Bunnyhenge.
Bunnyhenge!
Which is a Stonehenge-esque formation of bunny statues like around in a circle, all facing each other in some sort of a tribunal.
It's just fun to say. It's just Bunnyhenge.
Yes. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello.
Welcome to another trip report.
Yeah.
we took another whirlwind trip
Yes.
to the East Coast.
Because my friends got married.
Yes, an old friend of Allie's got married in Connecticut.
Yeah.
So I returned to my longtime home state for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
For the first time since Allie moved here.
Yes.
And we were only there for a scant few days, but we packed a lot in.
Indeed we did.
But first things first, we did something we've never done before. And that's take the train to LAX.
And I was pleasantly surprised.
It was honestly relatively straightforward. Relatively straightforward.
Yeah.
So we went up to the Norwalk metro stop and took the line all the way to the LAX transit hub.
Yeah.
Which is not ironically not the closest train station to LAX because it's like one station beyond the closest one. Like it takes a turn, and but that's the one that has the free shuttle to LAX.
Yes.
Which I think if we had gotten off one stop earlier, we could have taken like
The non-free one.
regular bus to LAX, and
Yeah.
that would have been like $2.
Yeah.
Or Lyft or whatever.
And I think also too, that one is 24 hours compared to the other one with the buses, because I think the buses do stop after a period, so that's helpful.
Yeah. And, we know this expansion of public transit to get to and from the airport is really just to serve the Olympics, which, we don't love that the Olympics are coming to LA, but, you know what? If it means some good infrastructural things happen, I guess we take the bright side as it comes.
It's really the case is we'll see what happens like 2 years after the fact with how these are taken care of. But not to be cynical, but, I have some personal experience about working on infrastructure projects.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
So,
Welcome back to Untitled Criterion Channel subseries.
it's been a minute.
Yeah, we've been mostly renting movies instead of streaming them lately.
Yeah.
And we have a couple of things we've rented that we still haven't recorded rental roundups for.
Yeah.
But eventually we'll get around to talking about the Superman musical. But
What a trip that was.
but for now, we do have a little tradition here of watching Halloween movies, and there's a lot of horror movies on Criterion right now, and we didn't watch any of them.
No, we didn't.
The Mr. Vampire movies are back on Criterion right now.
And maybe we'll get to Mr. Vampire 3 at some point, because that was fun, the first two.
I truly barely remember, I remember enjoying them, but I barely remember what happens in either of them.
Absolutely. I don't like it. It is a vibes-only kind of movie, not really much else.
Instead, what we watched are two kind of horror-adjacent movies, starring SNL alum
Yes.
from the early 90s.
Two of the more insufferable SNL alum.
Set in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And one of these movies has a better reputation than the other, and that's not the one we liked more.
Yeah.
So,
Come with us on a journey.
yeah, okay, so I had never got around to seeing So I Married an Axe Murderer
Same
before
here.
now.
Yeah.
I know it's a beloved cult classic.
Yes.
And I think I would have liked it more if I liked Mike Myers more in general.
This is a movie I feel like if I had seen it like a younger age, it would have very much changed my comedic sensibilities, I think.
I will say both of these movies that we're talking about today, not only star SNL alum and set in San Francisco and are kind of horror adjacent, they're also very tonally confused.
Yeah, and underperformed at the box office.
And I've discussed before that I think tonal whiplash is often an unfair criticism of movies because I think movies can be all sorts of tones. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello, friends.
Welcome back to the theme park Halloween report.
Yes.
Yes. I've been going back to haunts as I always do. Mm-hmm. Some things I forgot to mention in the Scary Farm report. Not only is there no Walter Knott Theater Show this year, they're not doing the ride overlays this year.
It's wild.
Apparently because of structural issues.
Oh, well, I mean, for good reason then.
Yeah, so no, I'm sad that there's no Halloween Hootenanny, and I'm slightly sad there's no Calico Candy Mine Ride. I miss Halloween Hootenanny more than I miss Mine Ride, but it's still sad. Bob Baker is back at the Birdcage on Spooky Farm days, but only on Saturdays and Sundays.
Boo.
Which are days that you work.
I have to. It's a sadness.
But like you've seen the show before. I don't think they changed the show, but
I don't
it's still
care though.
but it's still fun to see it at the Birdcage.
Yes, exactly. It's like there are certain Bob Baker shows I've seen multiple times that are the exact same ones, and I like them every time.
You know what just occurred to me?
What?
Is like in Only Murders when Steve Martin and Nathan Lane are in the frame together, it's like both of those men have performed at two very different The Birdcages.
Yeah. Nathan Lane was back briefly on Only Murders, and it was very good, so yeah.
Anyway, I also forgot to mention, like, at the meet and greets they're doing, like, near the park entrance where they have, like, characters from every scare zone there for, like, Fun Picks photo ops. Just near the park entrance. And they have the Green Witch herself, Sarah Marshall, there. Mm-hmm. And I waited in line for a picture with her, and it may or may not have been a performer I know. I may or may not have known that a friend of mine was in the role. So I waited in line, and in typical Fun Picks tradition, the group in front of me handed their phone to the Fun Picks photographer to take a picture, and the Fun Picks photographer was like, "Oh, I can't take pictures with your phone. I only have the camera." And then they turned to me, like, "Excuse me, could you take a picture of us?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." And that's when Sarah Marshall noticed it was me and was like, "David, you're not on the clock. Stop taking pictures for people." Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hey, friends.
We watched a movie.
Yes, we did.
We watched a movie in theaters, which we rarely do.
Yeah.
But
and not at the Frida either, which is another thing we rarely do.
That's true. We watched it at an AMC because it was like a regular movie. Well, I guess we did watch a movie at the Frida recently because we watched Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit at the Frida for the Halloween season.
It's rare we go to a first run film anymore.
Yes. I do just want to say about seeing Curse of the Were-Rabbit at the Frida. I saw Curse of the Were-Rabbit when it was new, when it came out, and I saw it with my brother and our friend Eric and our friend Sarah, and we were the only 4 people in the theater.
Yes.
Which I would have liked to see it in a full house, but it was also fun having the theater to ourselves for the Wallace and Gromit movie. And then when we saw it at the Frida, it was you and me, and there was one other couple there.
Yeah.
So once again, there were exactly 4 people in the theater.
You are destined to only see this in theaters with 4 people.
Evidently.
I don't remember if I ever saw this Were-Rabbit before. I feel like I did, but, who knows?
It's also a lot of the Wallace and Gromits can run together in your memory if you haven't seen them in a while.
Including the stage show, which I have now learned is lost media, and it is breaking my brain because I saw it in London the only time I went, and nobody has a record of this fucking show that I went to go see that haunts my fucking dreams still to this day.
If it ever resurfaces in any form, I'm sure KRT will have you on to talk about it.
I will scream the entire time, because, God, that show was such a fucking fever dream. They found one clip of it recently, and it just, like, even
Terrifying
more...
prosthetics.
Oh, God, yes.
No, it was fun seeing Wallace and Gromit on the big screen again, just really noticing every thumbprint.
Just the texture, man. The texture.
It is also, though, the jokes that were clearly DreamWorks notes really stand out in that movie.
They're like, oh, yeah.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello, friends. What's up?
Welcome to a report of something Allie did that I could not make it to.
Yes, I did. So I went to the 3rd annual and potentially final for now edition of Steamy Lit Con in Anaheim, California.
And I believe we've talked about this convention before because it's a romance book convention in Anaheim that for the past couple of years you've tried to go to, but tickets have sold out before you could, or other things have come up.
Yeah, well, like, first year I managed to get, like, a volunteer ticket and paid for it even, but work would not let me out at the time, and I had just started that job, so I didn't really want to, like, rock the boat, as, shit happens. So I was able to sell that ticket, but I wasn't able to go that first year. But I did hang out the bar for a little bit to meet a couple of my favorite writers, which was nice. Mm-hmm. Second year, I kind of broke into See Me Lit on the second and final day. I met somebody who was a volunteer at the brewery that's in Anaheim, Radiant, which is delightful, highly recommend. I actually worked Fall into Books Festival over there like a year and a half ago.
The other book event in Anaheim.
Yes. Which I got to go to their festival earlier this year. I can't remember if I talked about that or not, but...
I don't remember if it came up on pod, but we could sort of roll that in.
Yeah.
With this.
So that was like a one-day con where, a lot of the authors that were actually at Steamy were at that previously. So it was fun to be able to kind of see some faces I'd known that were pretty familiar. But so I met somebody at Radiant who is a volunteer she and I had such good energy. She gave me a volunteer pass to get into one of the book talks. Which I did do, and then I just didn't leave for the rest of the day, and nobody was clocking me on that. Well, nobody was until somebody realized I didn't have a badge around my neck.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hey there, friends.
Welcome to the 5th anniversary report.
Yes, indeed.
AKA the way to make personal vacations tax deductible.
Indeed.
So, yeah, we've been married for 5 years now.
Yeah.
5 years and a week and change as you're hearing this. Mm-hmm. You recall last year we took the train up to San Francisco a little while after our anniversary and went to the Magic Castle night of. Mm-hmm. And we kind of split the difference between those those events and went down to San Diego for a few nights.
Yeah, we did.
Our first time down in San Diego since seeing Al down there an entire tour ago.
Yeah.
We're recording this 2 days before the next batch of bigger and weirder tour dates are being announced. But this time we wanted to go down and explore a little more. So we got a hotel room at the Hilton San Diego Mission Valley, which is not super far from the hotel we got last time. It was close to the same Fashion Valley shopping center, which I only just on this trip pieced together was a pun on Mission Valley.
Yeah, yeah.
But we drove down, stopped at a scenic overlook, and took some pictures of seagulls.
Indeed, we did.
And before we made it all the way down to San Diego, we wanted to stop at Oceanside for a couple of reasons. Because at the start of our planning, it seemed like you were going to be working the day that our trip started. So we thought we were going to have to come down all the way from LA to San Diego. So we made plans, well, if we're going to be in LA anyway, we might as well go to Home State.
Yes, which we hadn't been to in a minute, and is a good place for tacos and burritos.
And you had a coupon for that was going to be expiring soon.
Yeah.
And they had a turkey barbacoa that we wanted to try.
Yes, indeed. It was wet.
Well, basically, we ended up not doing...
We were able to make some things worked out, so we were able to leave a little earlier.
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Well, hello, kids.
Welcome to theaters we went to in November.
Yay!
Some of them movie type, some of them stage type.
Some of them physical.
Some of them physical, some of them screenual.
Screenual?
I don't know.
All right.
I guess the first screenual one I went to is I saw Back to the Future in IMAX.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because they were doing an IMAX release. But I saw it at the Grauman's, at Mann's, Paramount. I saw it at the Chinese theater. And I saw it in the main theater, which I had never done before.
I know that I'm high on Mucinex right now, but what about you?
I'm high on sleep deprivation. We're recording this in the brief window we have to record, between work shifts for all of us.
Yay.
Anyway, the main, like the big Chinese theater, like the one that's the touristy adaptation, because everything else we've seen at the TCL Chinese Theater has been at the little, the multiplex in the mall next door to the Handprints one.
Yeah.
But this was the first thing I've ever seen in the, historic Chinese theater. You go in the main... I honestly didn't even know they still do movies there. I thought it was just, tours and shit.
Yeah.
But...
No, apparently.
But it was a big, ornate, multi-level theater with, ornate ceilings. That's the thing you don't get from multiplexes is ornate ceilings. Mm-hmm. It's pretty much like the Vista and this are the theaters with ornate ceilings. Everything else is just, boring-ass ceiling tiles like the ceiling of It's a Small World.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no majesty anymore in the theaters. It's just boxes.
Yeah, which I get why, but it's you could at least decorate the ceilings a little bit, AMC.
Absolutely, yeah. That's going to take, 15 minutes?
Just put a Sistine Chapel style painting of Nicole Kidman smiling down on us on an AMC ceiling.
Honestly, camp as hell, I would love it. I would worship that theater if somebody had the balls to do it.
If you're going to shorten the Nicole Kidman pre-show anyway.
How fucking dare you on that?
Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hi.
Welcome back to Rental Roundup.
Yes.
My monosyllabic wife over here will talk about DVDs and Blu-rays we've rented recently from the video rental store that is near her workplace.
Sure. I can't keep this up.
This is not a game we planned on playing, but well, for some of these rentals, that's about as much thought as we have about them.
Head empty, no thoughts. But
it's also been much longer since we've recorded one of these than it has since we've rented things. So like we kind of have a pile of recent rentals to talk about. Let's start with most recently we've
No, I want to talk about It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman. Because I just remember we watched that.
Fine, we'll talk about the Superman musical. The Superman musical, which I believe this is another case where, much like At Long Last Love, where the rental store's copy of the disc was self-transferred from a tape version.
Yep.
This is like available places. Like I think the whole thing's on YouTube.
Yeah.
This is one of those like frequently bootlegged pieces of media.
This couldn't be lost in media if it tried, man. Like
we've tried to lose it, and it's just not losable. But this was the television film production of It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman, the musical. Long before Spidey turned off the dark.
Yeah.
This was... Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hey there, friends, what's up?
Welcome back to Things We Kinda Remember.
This is more, I would say, Dave explains a Christian culture thing to me that I've never heard of before.
Yes, well, things I kind of remember.
There we go, boom.
Because I'm not researching these things, so I might be getting details wrong, as I might be misexplaining a thing to you. We never know.
Let it have me.
But yes, as it is the holiday season, and as we see so much Christmas decor everywhere, I'm reminded of church going, and
As one is, yes.
And I'm reminded again of media I consumed in the Christian children's entertainment sphere. And this next series I'm about to bring up, I will be perfectly blunt. I have no idea how long this series ran or how short it ran.
Sure.
Because this was like, basically, to my memory, this was like the last pre-VeggieTales Christian series we kind of tried out. And we got a few videotapes into this series before it was basically just, nope, pivot to VeggieTales. It's only VeggieTales. VeggieTales is the only Christian media that matters.
You're his cheeseburger. Somebody posed a theory that song is a song about abstinence, and now I just can't get it out of my brain. Because he'll wait for you, ooh. He'll wait for you, ooh.
I mean, I guess there's that read on it. But it's also about, food. And not about growing up in Connecticut, much to Archibald's dismay. Anyway, this series... This non-VeggieTales series I'm kind of remembering today was called Secret Adventures, and this was a mostly live-action series.
Okay.
I say mostly live-action. When we talked about McGee and Me about how that was kind of the frame of reference for a lot of these series going forward. This one was, I forget if this was also focused on the family, but it was definitely from at least some of the same producers as McGee and Me. Welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to our Rental Roundup.
Indeed so.
I like this voice.
That's the idea.
Oh my. We have been quite prolific renters as of late.
Indeed we have been.
We've been renting quite a few things that, by and large, have connection to things we've covered on Criterion subseries before.
Yes, including things that had shared director, shared actors, all kinds of fun stuff.
Shared source material.
Yes.
For instance, we rented the original French La Cage aux Folles.
Indeed we did. What a delight.
Yes, we've talked about The Birdcage before, and we talked about seeing the musical La Cage on stage.
Yeah.
And when we saw the musical, we were like, I guess a lot of the things in the Nichols and May Birdcage were created wholesale for that movie. Now that we've seen the older movie, that's not the case. It just, like, all those plot points were in the French movie. They just weren't in the stage musical version.
Well, because I think it's because there's technically because it was a stage play that got turned into a film, but then like there was complications about some people had the rights to the film versus the stage play, basically. So the stage play was then bought by the guy who produced Alan Carr.
That sounds right.
The guy who produced Cars, and he wanted to do something fully, because he really wanted the movie rights, but then he was only able to get the stage rights, and so then that ended up becoming what the La Cage musical became. And then the movie sort of rights kind of floundered until Nichols and May were able to pick them up. So
yeah, so I don't know. So like the movie The Birdcage with Robin Williams and Nathan Lane that we all know and love is a faithful beat for beat retelling
of the movie
of the French film.
Yeah,
and they're both worth watching separately. You know, this isn't like a Gus Van Sant Psycho situation,
which we tried watching recently.
It's on Criterion Channel. Ooh, welcome back to At Home with the Dogginses.
Why, hi, friend.
Welcome to the Theme Park Holiday Report.
Yeehaw.
As we always end our years with. And even less theme parking than usual this season.
It's been a year.
it's been busy. It's been chaotic. I mean, technically, I'm at a theme park very frequently, but I'm not always taking in the offerings of that theme park.
And I occasionally am around theme park workers, but not for the reason that they involve theme parks, so.
I guess we could roll in the theme park adjacent thing of going to the Dynasty Muppet Christmas Carol reading.
Absolutely.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Because that was Hell Holiday, and you can get that download for the next few weeks on Dynasty.com, baby.
Yeah, Dynasty.tv, where they have all their streams. You can get the Muppet Christmas Carol, which we went to. My sister and her fiance, who are in town, also came along. Tony and Kit also came along.
Yes.
It was a fun time. Largely the same cast as the first Muppet movie, Reed.
Yes. And the consistent cast that's been there for most of the Muppets reading.
Semi-consistent.
Yeah.
The Caper cast was pretty shaken up because a different Paul played Fozzie.
Yeah.
And Moynihan played Gonzo in that one, right?
I believe so, yeah.
But this one, we're back to Des Malchian as Gonzo. We're back to PFT as Fozzie. We've added Erica Ishii as Rizzo.
Perfect casting.
Yes, excellent work. We've added James Urbaniak as Scrooge, basically doing his Bowie voice.
We've added Selena Estides as Miss Piggy.
Yes, because I guess Nina was unavailable this time around.
Which we saw Selena in La Caja Falls last year as one of the Cagettes, and was pretty solid.
Yes, in one of the very first episodes of this year, we talked about that that show.